Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we're gonna be working on my new tractor here I just bought. Well, it's new to me. It's a 1977 Yanmar 2500 diesel tractor, and we picked it up pretty cheap. We paid $2 grand for it, just like it sits. As you can see, it's an old tractor, but it's in really good shape and it's got low hours on it. So as you can see, this old tractor, it needs some work, and that's exactly what we're getting ready to start. Today we're just gonna do an oil change. We're gonna put a new air filter on there. You know, we're gonna check the hydraulic fluid. We're pretty much just gonna check it out and see what parts we need, and that way I can go ahead and get all my parts ordered. So today's video, we're pretty much going through this tractor. We're gonna learn a little bit about it, and you know, and bring you guys along with me. So I'll do a quick walk around. The bush hog has pretty bad rust spots on it, so I'm probably gonna end up getting a new bush hog, or like I said in the last video, maybe weld up some metal plates over this rust area. I mean, this bush hog's pretty bad, but we're gonna try to see if we can get a little bit of time out of it. So this is the tractor. We can tell right away we need a new exhaust. This exhaust is broken. We definitely need a new seat. So we're making our list, things that we need. Anyways, let's open this up, because I got some oil. I got an oil filter. I got an air filter. Y'all, today's video is sponsored by Friday Parts. So if you need any kind of parts for your tractors, any kind of off-road equipment, outdoor equipment, heavy equipment, you name it, they have it. They have it in stock, ready to ship. That's FridayParts.com. Fix it once, fix it right. So they are the sponsor of today's video. So thank you, Friday Parts, for sending us our oil filter and the things that we need to work on this tractor. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna open this up, and we're gonna get started. Let's do this oil change. Get all this stuff out of the way. There's my oil filter. I got a brand new air filter. Tools that you need for the oil change is gonna be a 3/4 inch Craftsman wrench. No, it doesn't have to be Craftsman, but you guys know me, I love my Craftsman. Also, we have an oil filter wrench. This is made by Channel Lock. I really love this oil filter wrench. I've had it since I was 16 years old when I used to work in a shop. So most of my tools are all very old. Let's open this up. Look at that house in the background, y'all. Me and my wife, we just bought that brand new double wide mobile home. We put it out here on this raw land. We actually have videos here on our channel that show you every step of our journey. So if you guys are new here, go check those out. So anyways, our home is set up, and now it's time to clear some land. We got to clear some more of the back area, and that's why we bought this here tractor, to help us out with the property. So let's dig right into this oil change. Got my oil pan here. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. The last oil change that I did, I think it was my wife's car or something, I threw this underneath there, I pulled the plug, and this was still closed. And I made a big mess. So make sure y'all open this up. Just like that. Make sure that's opened up. Make sure that's closed. Put that under there. There's our plug. And it wasn't even that tight. There we go. Drain that oil out. Look at that nice black oil. Oops, we're at an angle. There we go. Like I said, make sure that's open. We're looking good. So while that oil is draining, now I can go ahead and pull off my oil filter. So that's where I get my oil filter wrench. Simply put that in there and give it a turn. Alright, that wasn't that tight either. Examine everything. Make sure on your old oil filter, make sure that your old gasket is there. Can't even get it off, but anyways, you can see the gasket around it. So it's got the old gasket on it. because sometimes that old gasket will actually be sitting around the oil filter ring, so you gotta be careful of that. All right, we are just about drained. I'm gonna open up the oil. If there's anything left in there, you know, it'll help drain it, just having the air. Okay. So anyways, we're getting there. Get a rag and clean that outer ring where that filter goes. Make sure there's no debris on it so you get a good seal. And this goes for any oil change, not just tractors. And on the filter, I'm going to write today's date, which is September 11th, 25. Okay. I'm also going to write the hours. The hours on this machine are 12:95. Okay. I'll write here hours. And that way, just so I know when the last oil change was, and I can keep track of it. So I have my Rotella T4 1540 oil. This is pretty standard diesel engine oil. And what I did is I fill a cap full of oil up and I dump this on this ring here. So you want to oil up your ring. This is fresh oil. And I rub this around my oil ring. You can even take it off. I can get it. You know what I mean? Just oil up that ring real good. We're gonna go ahead and screw this on. Okay. You just hand tighten it till you can't tighten it no more. And then what I do is I take my rag and I'm gonna give it just a slight turn tighter. And that's it. It doesn't have to be super tight. You know, don't go trying to tighten it with your wrench or nothing. Don't ever do that. Just hand tighten it and give it one little snug turn. That's it. By this time, our oil is done draining. You can look at the plug. I examined the plug. Looks pretty good. No metal shavings or nothing at the bottom. Anyways, go ahead and put my plug back. Go ahead and tighten the plug up. Man, I love gear wrenches. All right. And a couple little turns to tighten it. That's it. We're going to start adding some oil to it. I'm going to set this aside. I got a little funnel here. I should get a bigger funnel. But we're going to make this work. Now, I am not sure how much oil this thing takes. I've never done an oil change on it. So I'm going to go ahead and dump about half of this in here. And we're going to check it and see where we go from there. All right. So I dumped about half in there. Now I'm going to take my funnel out, set it right here for now. I'm going to screw it in there. And take it back out, and we're going to see where our level is. It's very hard to see because it is very clean oil, but I know we're still low. So we're going to dump a little bit more in. Alright, so we finally got the oil good. So it actually ended up taking, you can see we're good now. We're in the good mark. I don't know if you can see that. Anyways, it's way up there. Anyways, we're good now. It actually ended up taking a lot more than I thought. So maybe I was low on oil. I don't know. I guess it might be a whole gallon in there. So I ended up taking a whole gallon of this right here, plus another quart, you know, out of another gallon. So it took about 5 quarts. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is an air filter. I have right here. Okay, so the air filter comes off with just a little wing nut here. Now, when I first got it, I did try to clean this out, and I was like, it was just so dirty. And I kept beating it, and it just more and more stuff came out. I don't even want to beat it right here, but just to show you. I mean, if I just barely move it a little bit, you know, I mean, it is so, I'm not going to do it because it's so dirty. So there's the old one, and there's the new one. What a difference, huh? So we are going to put this on. I don't think it matters which way goes which. There's no direction. All right, we're going to put our cap back on. Now, I looked in here. This is all nice and clean. You know, I cleaned it all out last time. There wasn't really much in there. And we're going to put our little wing nut back on. So before I crank this thing up and show you guys, you know, that it's going to run good now, we got fresh oil change, I want to go around and do like a quick inspection here, because I know you guys must be wondering, like, what is this wire just hanging here? You know, so let me point a couple things out that I've noticed. So I have noticed that on this battery here, there is a brand new terminal. See this new terminal here? And that is a brand new ground. It's actually a ground, and they got it grounded right here underneath. I can feel it. Here is the old wire. As you can see, it's laying underneath here. Anyways, there's a wire laying underneath the battery, and that is this wire right here. So this used to be the ground. So they've ran a new ground wire, so this one does nothing anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. So we can cut this baby off once and for all. There you go. Like I pointed out before, this radiator, it has like this orange color around it, this rust looking color. And it's not just around that, it's also in the front and up here. And this tells me that the radiator might be leaking. Either that, or you know what, it might be because it's missing the canister here for the overflow. So here's your radiator top. This tube right here is supposed to go to an overflow that sits right here. All right, so we're gonna have to order us an overflow. But while I'm at it, for just to be safe, I think I'm gonna order a new water pump and a radiator. You know, they're very cheap. And like I said, FridayParts.com, they have everything in stock ready to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, so I'm gonna order a radiator, a water pump, this little canister. I'd like to put a new fuel filter on here. So let's order us a fuel filter. I need an exhaust. I need a seat. Anything else y'all see? Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna check this hydraulic fluid real quick. I remember last time it was low. I gotta add some hydraulic fluid in this just to top it off. And we are using this Cam 2 Universal Premium Hydraulic Tractor Fluid. I've done research, and that's what everybody tells me to put in here, so that's what I'm putting in. Always wear gloves with hydraulic fluid. You don't want to get this stuff on you. Sorry the camera can't see, but it's going in. Anyways, I put my hydraulic fluid in there. I checked it. We are back at the good mark, so we are good to go. Let me check this water. Oh, it's got water in it, but that's about all it is. That's disgusting. It is so rusty looking in there. Look at this. So, like I said, I'm not going to play with this radiator. I'm just going to replace it. Like, this is disgusting. There's no antifreeze or coolant in there. That's just straight rusty water. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start this thing up. And we're going to see if there's any leaks anywhere and go from there. Alright. Not too bad for not starting up in a couple weeks. It's a good running tractor, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned something. Maybe it was entertaining. Remember, if you guys need any off-road parts, any heavy equipment parts, any tractor parts in general, make sure you guys go check out FridayParts.com. They have a ton of parts in stock and ready to ship out. And we'd like to thank them one more time for sponsoring this video. And we will see you guys on the next one.